Well, we got a point, didn't we? We got a point at Anfield. Now, how many of you thought that would even happen? Certainly not me. Certainly not me. I, like I said in my last stream, I had no faith left in this group of boys. I had no faith in even getting anything from our remaining games. But to pick something up at Anfield, I know Liverpool have been off form this season compared to how they were last season, but that could be the point that keeps Tottenham in the league for another season. But you know, 7 shots. We had 7 shots on target compared to Liverpool's three, four shots on target. That's not bad. That is not bad. At the same time, Liverpool were for the taking. We could have got all 3 points in the end. We were a much better side in that second half. But then, saying that, I felt that, you know, put it this way, compared to the last games, this was a lot better. This was a much better performance. A much better performance. To have 13 shots, seven of those on target, compared to Liverpool's. I know they had 17, but they only had 4 on target. You know, and again, compared to their starting 11, look, they had Alisson in goal. Sorry, but guys, bear with me. So they had Alisson in goal. So, I can't even say the word. Anyway, Szoboszlai, Gomez, Van Dijk, Robertson, McAllister, Gravenberch, Frimpong, Wits. You know what I mean? Gap up top. They had a strong 11 compared to what Tottenham had. Vicario in goal, wasn't it? The back four, obviously it was a back three. Sorry, with Pedro Porro, Dragozin and Danzo. Wing backs was Spence and Souza. Midfield was obviously Archie Gray and Sarr, with Tell, Solanke and Richarlison up top. Now, just seeing that alone, before we even kicked the ball, we're thinking this is going to be an absolute demolition. I predicted 5-1, which is what I put on Super 6. For those that do Super 6, that's what I put. I put 5-1 Liverpool, because I literally did not see anything from this game before kickoff, obviously, and going by previous performances. But to pick up a point at Anfield, and if you know the stats, we have not won at Liverpool in about 14 games, obviously 15 today. But to get that point, that could be the point that keeps Tottenham in the league, in the Premier League. But guys, what are your thoughts on that performance? What are your thoughts on that? You know, again, if I'm, do you know what I was going to say? Danzo, maybe Danzo for man in the match for me. But then again, even the whole back four put a shift in, and then saying that, pretty much the full 11 put a shift in. Like I said, they were there for the taking. Liverpool were there for the taking. They had so many chances wasted. But here we are, guys. Here we are. It's. I know. Look, I'm just going to get the table up. So week 30, we're on. Funnily enough, week 30, we're on 30 points. So we're only a point clear of West Ham, and we got Forest next week. Now we all know that one, don't we? That's going to be the cup final. That is where we got to pick all 3 points up. But obviously, starting today, a much better performance, a very good performance. We've not seen a Tottenham performance like that for a long time, have we? For such a long time. So let's hope we can carry that on to obviously the second leg of the Champions League against Atletico, but more importantly against Nottingham Forest a week Sunday. Back at the lane. We all need to be the 12th man, don't we, next Sunday? Get behind the boys. Obviously today at full time at Anfield. Obviously the squad went up to the away corner where we all sat, applauding everyone. So, you know, I'd like to think this is giving the group of boys a little boost, a little bit of confidence. And this is something I said before kickoff on my stream. If you've not seen my last stream, check it out. But I said at the end of the day, even if we pick up a point, which was a big if, obviously, just to see a bit of fight, a bit of passion, just to show us that they're trying. But thankfully, that happened, and we managed to pick a very, very good point away to Liverpool at Anfield. So, you know, next week is the one. It is the one. It is the one. But guys, I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear your thoughts, guys. I want to hear your thoughts. Richarlison, you know, he missed a couple of very, very good opportunities. I think, if I remember rightly, he missed a sitter in the first half. So either in the first half or the start of the second, roughly. But he could have got more than one goal today. Xavi Simons, yeah, he had a couple of opportunities, didn't he, when he come off from the bench? But, you know, as we all know, we're down to the bare bones, and it literally, obviously, Igor Tudor had to bring the kids on, didn't he? Rosewell and Alassi, but you know they put a shift in. They've done well. They've done well. Couple of comments here. COYS, what a point. Yeah, definitely. On to the Forest game next. Now, like I said, Forest is very, very important. We have to go there. Well, they have to come to us, and we just got to give it to them. Just give it to them. Again, like I said in my last stream, Forest have a better squad than us. But luckily enough, Forest dropped points today. And obviously so did West Ham. And we've all picked up a point this weekend. But, you know, we're only a point clear still now. So we have to get all 3 points, you know, when Forest come and visit us next week. And hopefully the teams in the mix with us, they drop points. We just got to keep focused now. Keep focused. This is the start to really keep our asses in the Premier League for another season, honestly. Another comment here. Van Dijk is washed. No, I wouldn't say that. Van Dijk he's still a good, very, very good centre back, isn't he? Still a very good centre back. I'm wishing we lost the. Oh, sorry. I'm wishing we lost in the Champions League. That slot gets sacked quicker. Yeah, I know. Liverpool are having a very bad season compared to last season, where they completely run away with it, didn't they? From what I remember, obviously winning the league anyway. But at the start of this season, you know, when they've just bought player after player after player, quality all over, I'm thinking they're going to run away with the league. You know, it has surprised me because, you know, it has been a very bad off season for them. You know, but today, you know, I'm just so glad we kept in the game. Again, going back to my last stream, where I said, like, you know, obviously Liverpool are having an off season. They are. But when you've got teams like Wolves beating them, you'd think surely Spurs could get something. But obviously Spurs are on a different level, aren't they? It's just, the form was terrible, absolutely terrible before today. So, like I said, to pick up a point away to Liverpool at Anfield, I'll take that all day long. I really would. But you know, they were still there for the taking. I know Liverpool missed so many opportunities to pretty much kill the game off before Richarlison got the equaliser, thanks to Colin Moani's assist. And again, thanks to the long ball from Cairo, because I lost count how many times he placed the ball out short. But definitely, I will take that point all day. And hopefully, you know, we get all 3 points against Nottingham Forest. But what are your thoughts, guys? What are your thoughts? Who's your man in the match? If you're going to ask me, my man in the match, I'm up there with someone like Kevin Danzo. He's just your old school centre back, isn't he? He's just your old school centre back. No nonsense defending. You know, he's no what's the word I'm trying to think of? He's just basically your old school centre back, isn't he? You know, and to think what we had. To think of the starting 11 we had, you're all thinking, because I'm thinking the same thing, we are going to get absolutely demolished. But if we just had maybe a Polina in there, you know what I mean? Maybe Romero, you might as well throw in Christian Romero, Mickey van der Ven in there as well. A couple more players. You know, we could have got all 3 points today. Liverpool were there for the taking in the end. So I am very, very happy to get a point I know it's 2 points dropped, but away to Anfield, Liverpool, you know, with situation right now, you know, a point that could be the point that keeps Tottenham in the league. You never know. You never know, guys. But obviously, it all goes on to next Sunday, doesn't it? Against Forest. That's going to be pretty much a cup final. Whoever wins that game is, I was going to say guaranteed to stay in the league, but not so much because there's still a long way to go. There's still about 6, maybe 7 games to go after that. But next Sunday is a must win. But today is a start. It's a start. It's a much better performance. We've been asking for this performance for such a long time because we've been off par for such a long time. So to get a very, very good point today, I'll take that all day long. I really would. I really would, guys. I'll take that point all day long. You know, thanks to Richarlison, who's, you know, Richarlison's just so, you know, he's not consistent enough. But obviously today, you know, managing to get that point, that precious goal, and he did miss a couple of sitters. He did miss a couple of sitters. But yeah, bear with me, guys. I'll just get the stats up again. But to have where was it? To have 7 shots on target. Now, we'd be lucky to get 2. When you think back to how we have been playing, you know, and Tottenham they pull this performance out of the bag. It's who would have thought it? Who would have thought it? You know, going back to my last stream this morning, you know, when I put out to everyone score predictions, someone come in and said 2-2, and I'm thinking 2-2, what with no Romero, no Mickey van der Ven, we're going to have Danzo and Draggers in at centre-back, and the midfield is non-existent, especially up top, nothing, no creativity. I'm thinking, where's the goals coming from? And I'm thinking, yeah, I know Liverpool have still had an off-season, but the start 11 is just, and with about 12, 13 players missing before kickoff, I'm just thinking it's going to be an absolute demolition. I honestly thought it was going to be at least 5-1, say 4-0, 3-0 at half time, and they come out and finish us off, and we get consolation in the 90th minute. You know what I mean? But to hold Liverpool all that way and up until the 90th minute, and Richarlison gets an equaliser, like I said, and I'll say it again, I will take that point all day long because that could be the point that keeps Tottenham Hotspur in the league. But yeah, man, let's just hope. Let's just hope. Let's just hope the squad can really kick on now. And to think that's Igor Tudor's first point, and that's his 5th game today, isn't it? So he managed to pick up his first point in his 5th game. So let's hope we can, fingers crossed very tightly by the way, that we can seriously kick on. You know, I'm not expecting miracles against Atletico Madrid Tuesday, Wednesday night, whenever it is. But you know, they got to seriously kick on and concentrate on the league going onwards from this time next Sunday against Nottingham Forest back at the Lane. We have to get all 3 points because we still got the likes of Chelsea to play, Everton last game of the season, we still got Wolves, we still got Leeds to play. So still a long way to go yet in this, a long way. But today I will take that point and I will run with that point. Because like I keep saying, that could be the point that keeps Tottenham Hotspur in the Premier League for another season. Absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. When I look, honestly, like to have so many players missing, right? To have so many players missing, and we've had to call upon the kids to come off from the bench. Just getting the lineups up again, guys. So Austin, Kinksky, Colin Mawani, Alassi, Roswell, Javi Simmons, and some young kid, Wilson. You know, that's how bad it is now with the injury list. That's how bad it is. But I thought Alassi done well when he come on. Roswell come on very, very late, didn't he, for Richarlison, if I remember rightly. So a very good performance in the end. A very, very good performance. And yeah, to think compared to Liverpool starting 11 to what we had. Remarkable, isn't it? Absolutely remarkable. So I will take that point all day long. All day long, guys. All day. I really will, guys. I really will. So, right, that is enough from me. I was hoping a few more guys would jump on and we start creating a little conversation, but I don't know where everyone's gone. But yes, that is enough from me. I will take that point all day. And let's move on to Atletico Madrid. Let me get this right. It's gonna bug me if I don't look it up straight away. I'm sure it's Tuesday. Tuesday. I'm sure it's Tuesday. Bear with me, guys. Bear with me, guys. Just one sec. I'll get the fixtures up. Bear with me, guys. One sec. So Wednesday night, second leg. It's just like we can kick on. You know, I'm not expecting miracles against them. I'm not expecting to go through to the quarterfinals, but you know, at least perform like we did tonight. Show a bit of fight, bit of passion, and then we move on to Sunday. Because this time next Sunday is the most important game. We have to get all 3 points against Forest. We were just lucky enough that West Ham dropped points again yesterday against Man City. Forest dropped points against Fulham. Didn't know if that finished 0-0, if I remember rightly. So we've all got a point this weekend, haven't we? But like I said, it moves on to next Sunday where we have to bag all 3 points against Nottingham Forest. That's literally a cup final. So whoever wins that is not so much guaranteed to stay in the league, but it's got a slightly better chance of staying in the league because they're all fighting, aren't they? They're all fighting. But before today's kickoff, in my last stream, I've said it before and I'll say it again. You got Wolves, Burnley, West Ham, Leeds, Palace, Forest, West Ham. They're all fighting. They're all fighting. But you know, I'm just so glad to see Spurs showing a bit of fight, a bit of passion away at Anfield against a very good Liverpool side. I know they won 100%. There was nowhere near 100% compared to how they were last season, but I'll take that point all day and run. But let's just hope we carry on to Wednesday, but more importantly, we fully focus on next Sunday's game against Nottingham Forest, guys. So that is enough from me, I think. Yeah, that is enough from me. Please smash the likes on your way through. Get subscribing if you are new to the channel. And please share. So yes, come on, up the Spurs as always. And I will see you lot on the next video. In a bit, guys. Take